Kia ora, mera koutou. Okay, so this carries on a series that we were doing for people in the UK, and it's really a bit broader than that, I suppose, just a general series on what Campus Press and the other presses that we've got going do. I thought we'd talk about, give a big plug to a press that we don't have an official relationship with, but one that we did put some support work into, and it was very good support work, which we got a lot back off. Said work being to do with Opuzin Press, which is here. This is the book called The Transients by P.D. Mataga, and it's great, actually, a great resource for Dalmatian people in this country. And that's been recently followed by Red Wine to Cody Gum, another fantastic resource. And there's another book as well. So this is fantastic stuff happening now. What we got out of it at the Campus Press end was photos. I hadn't realised that you could do what the people at Opuzin did with photographs. So we started to do quite a lot of that. And our first venture into that was, of course, St Stephen's, which went back to my master's thesis, where we've got photos throughout of the school and the pupils and so on. And it's actually, St Stephen's is really quite a good historical record. I'm quite proud of always very proud of the master's thesis, and I've just done it again. I haven't tried to update it or to make it different, because I felt that I was going to really make mistakes if I did that, whereas I felt quite confident about what I'd earlier done. And so I left it at that as a kind of, I guess, a period piece, because it is so long ago. It's 1975. I mean, goodness gracious me, 72 to 75. So it's way before a lot of people watching this were even born. But it's I think a good representation of a school, of course, that is no longer there, and a kind of certainly an educational culture that is possibly. Might be there in one or two places, but not to the same extent in the country. Okay, so where we are right now is with this two major press situations here in Palmerston North. One is Campus Press and one is Go Press, or Go Press we call it. I say Go because it was based on the Japanese idea of the game of Go, where you could kind of move in any direction. And I kind of wanted Campus Press to be a more of an academic press, and Go Press to be an anything press, where anything that I liked we could do. And that's actually been very successful with the Kofiti series, the dance series, which again I put into Kofiti Press, I put into Go Press because I didn't really feel that I was an expert on dance. I'd been called upon to do editorial work and to be involved in Kofiti, and I was very proud of that. But I felt that it was best to sort of open that up into a kind of, let's go anywhere type of situation, and that's been very successful and very good. Then, of course, over in the corner there's Puff Books, which is a tweenie outfit to do with adventure stories and so forth for teenagers. And then we have the very, very loose association, and it says, as I say, not a formal association, with Opuzin Press and a couple of other small presses around the country. And the difference, I guess, with us is that we've been going since 1992. So that means that there's actually a considerable bulk. We've got a lot of books, 41 books or 42 books all told in the immediate presses, and it starts to expand with associates. So that means that we have I guess a difference with a lot of small presses, just simply because of being there for so long and with so many books. We also have a lot of ebooks now, and of course, to bring us completely up to speed, we're now working in the very, very small book area, the monograph area, 50 to 100 pages, which I've wanted to do for a while because I had quite a lot of published papers that I felt could be taken not too far. I think if you take a published paper of say 30 or 40 pages, you could always turn it into 200 if you put yourself to it. But in that case, I think you run the risk of just padding and blurring on. So I've tried to take them out a little bit and add photos. I think the photos are very, very important, along with the teasing out of ideas, which of course in a published paper situation you're often using shorthand. As I say, it doesn't need to be that compressed, and it mostly isn't that compressed, but it does need a little bit of expansion. So Whenua Mā Wai, number 3, number 4 coming out, Making Sense of a Small State next week. Goodness gracious me. And very, very pleased with the cover of, because that's the other thing with the photos and the covers and all that. And the look, one thing I haven't mentioned is that the look of the books, especially in the last 3 years, has really just gone into, I think, excellent mode, as opposed to being sort of good or okay. But the look of the book, the covers and that type of thing, because of Freedom Print and Design. So I'll leave it there with a little salutation to that particular company who are helping us with design of the covers and with the presentation of the books and also the distribution of the books. This is quite a remarkable outfit, Freedom Print and Design. Kia ora mā rā koutou.